a while back. I don't really remember how long ago it was, probably a year or so. Um, I I work a lot with dream time, and I had this expansive experience where I just kept expanding, 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 and there's an immortal that comes in and out of my life named Almeen. I mention her quite often on these chats, and I was visiting her frequency again. And one of her initiations is expanding oneself to encompass one's heart, actually, to encompass the entire galaxy and then beyond. So I was reactivating this kind of thing, and the expansion just kept going and going and going and going. The levels of freedom and awareness and all, it just kept going and going and going. And then eventually I reached this threshold where the epiphany that struck in my awareness was that it quite literally goes on infinitely. It's an infinite experience. The expansion. There's never a level that you arrive at and it's like, that's it, here I am, right? That's not how it is. This matrix experience is really masterfully built for us to figure out how to wake up out of, right? It's masterfully built, and we have programs customized just for us. Okay, but the fact that we can visit these places and actually quite simply and easily get out of the control systems of the matrix by connecting within and that interconnectedness, we start to realize that our goal in life is not to escape the matrix. That's not necessarily our goal. For some people, it's to live a life to unravel all the things that have harnessed their life force energy so they can transcend the incarnational experience. So they don't need to be in the incarnational cycles. For other people, it's to, evolve their awareness to the point of activating the DNA to have self-realization. Some people, it's that. Other people, it's to heal and step out consciously out of the physical body into their other level of being without a physical body. Some people are here just to have fun. Some souls are here just to have lots of sex and make lots of money. Believe it or not, that's an experience that souls want to have, right? So we all have these soul songs that are guiding us in this progression. And my progression, I can speak for myself. I mean, you guys have to decide where you're at with it, is that inner freedom. Inner freedom translates as outer freedom. And that means that I can be the authentic expression of me, of my soul, of my infinite self. And so that requires lots of tools, that requires lots of skills. Alchemy is one of those skills, right? Mastering bridging the waking dream and the sleeping dream. That's one of those tools. It's like all of these things participate in my overall frequency, which is that inner freedom. So there's little things inside of there that give me joy. Of course, I have relationships, I have friends, I have children. You know what I mean? I have all that just makes the path joyful. It makes it, in a way, it heals a lot of things in the wounding that participates in that lack of inner freedom. So when I'm looking at life like this, every moment, everything is serving to that, even though I might not realize it when I'm in the realm of my ego driver. But these layers within the 4D field and even the other multidimensional layers, when we work really hard to expand and clean things up, and then we're open to another layer, and then we have another epiphany, and then, oh, look, another ceiling here. There's another ceiling created by misinformation or a lie woven in with the truth, right? And then we have to decode that, and then we expand again, and then it's like the same experience, but in different layers, over and over and over again. So the goal is not to be, completely bless out all these layers. The goal is to remember yourself while you're in these layers. to remember yourself, inner self, while you're in these layers. And by doing that, you alchemize and transcend. So what makes you happy? It goes back to that simple question. What makes you happy? What gives you fulfillment? What gives you passion for your life? And run with that. The rest of it takes care of itself, you know? Like, I talk about this in Light Body too. It's like, we are all in we are all in for the long journey of this unraveling, for this marathon. We are all in for doing whatever it is that comes up that we need to do. We're all in. This is a life path. It's not like a course you take for 6 months and now you're certified. You know what I mean? No, this is long-term community support for the marathon of awakening to yourself. And along the way, you're going to make some beautiful things. You're going to create some miracles. You're going to, contribute in a beneficial way to the lives around you. You know what I mean? You're going to create beauty while you're on that journey. And maybe, we get caught up in some matrix stuff and we're triggered and we start feeding, getting into some of those loosh systems until we wake up. Maybe a friend of ours will come over and snap us out of it, or have a phone call. It's okay. The good, bad, right, or wrong of these things puts a lot of pressure. That 4D field, when you buy into the polarities, it puts a lot of pressure, psychological pressure, emotional pressure. And that translates into physical pressure. And now we're stressed, right? Those pressures cause us stress. Happiness is different for everybody. I was thinking about this. Happiness is different for everybody. And growing up, we may have cultivated a narrative of what makes us happy, but that doesn't mean that that's actually what makes the version of us right now happy. That means that's what we imagined back then. And, and we're given, as we heal, we recognize that we're given everything we need by the initiations of the Pachamama, of the Mother Earth, to fulfill, whatever it is that we're here to do. And these narratives in the 4D reflect to us the exact opposite of that. Those narratives in the 4D tells us we have to earn our way. We have to earn our love. We have to earn our status. We have to earn this. We have to do this. You know what I mean? We have to do all these things through obligation, guilt, shame, right? In order, for a reward. And the reward is usually status, power, money. And I can tell you, there is a program about money buying freedom, but I know a lot of people with money that are not happy. And in fact, it's like almost like the money contributes to their alienation, So this belief that we have that these things, create freedom, it's not true. It's not true at all. Even those who are power hungry and search for status and power, they have to maintain that status. They have to maintain that power, so that's not something that you reach and then now you go on vacation on the beaches of Tahiti. No. It takes a lot of life force energy to maintain it. So they're not free either. They just look like they're free because we're comparing their power and money with where we feel we are, when really they could be outside looking in on us and admire our lives because we have so much freedom. We don't have the kinds of responsibility. We don't have the same weights to bear, So this is where, even the comparison thing is a program where we stamp out or make wrong certain things about us because it doesn't compare to someone that we think, it has the success we want. So this outer referencing, the 4D field just keeps us referencing externally more and more and more and more. And the more we do that, the more lost we get. Now, when you take this outer stuff to inner reference, right? Like say a person you meet, feel like instantly, you don't like them. Instantly, you're on high alert. Instantly, without them even saying a word, you're like, ugh. Right? Now, if you play the role externally, the dialogue in your head will be all about them and how they must be this and that, blah, 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 blah. But the real empowerment is to take notice of what's happening when they come into your field, and you focus on what that is. And then now you are actually liberating them from playing this triggering role for you, because you are unraveling it inside of yourself. So you become free of it, they become free of it, and now maybe a new potential can occur between you. Maybe it was like 1,000 years of going back and forth, torturing each other. Who knows? We have dances like that, right? In our soul's journey. We are infinite beings. We are infinite beings in a biosuit. We have enacted everything imaginable and then some. Right now, we are in the replays. We are in the worn out reruns of the old paradigm. We are in the reruns that haven't quite found their death yet. So every single thing we're experiencing in this life, we have already experienced a gazillion times already. But this is the time that we swear, this is the time we're going to wake up out of it. And you know what? We are going to wake up out of it. Why? Because we have the support of all these different nesting dolls. The shifting, changing, the chaos, believe it or not, is helping us make these shifts, makes these changes. Because we, as humans, many of us prefer to have fixed, stable foundation, fixed, stable status. So many of us, whether we do this work as multidimensionals or not, many of us don't make the change until the pain of not making change is more than making the change.